Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites here in World of Tanks. And today, this video is going to be a little bit different because instead of focusing on a battle replay, we're going to talk a little bit about an earn operation that's going on in the game. And that's because it is a little bit different than previous earn ops, certainly anything that I've seen recently, although it does have some flavor that is similar to ops that I remember from back in the day when I used to play the game. So the op is called the Dream Machine Challenge. And the big interesting thing about this earn op is that there are multiple rewards available that you purchase with points that you earn throughout the event. And you can purchase each reward multiple times, and you can purchase multiple rewards. So in the Halloween earn op, for example, there's multiple tanks and they cost different points, but the second you purchase one of those tanks, boom, you're done. You're locked out of the event. You can't earn any more points. That's not the case here. If you decide to pick up one of the rewards, you can keep going and earning points, and you can purchase other rewards, or you can purchase that same reward over and over again. And that really opens up some interesting options in terms of how you want to approach the event and be most efficient and use those points. And you can really tailor it to your needs. So we're going to talk a little bit about the mission, how it works, and then how to kind of approach it in the most efficient way possible. And we'll do some math to help you figure out how long you will need to invest in the event in order to hit certain milestones based on what kind of player you are. So first things first, how does the event work? How do you earn points? Well, you need to be in an eligible tank in an eligible game mode. So no co-op. You can't be playing co-op. You have to be playing multiplayer in order to earn points. And then the only thing you can't do, you can't be in a tier 1 or a tier 2 tank. Anything from tier 3 to 10 is fine. Anything in era 1, 2, or 3 is fine. You will be eligible to earn points. So how do you earn those points? Well, in every battle, it's how you do compared to the rest of your team in terms of XP earned. It's that last screen in the post-battle results that ranks everybody by XP. If you come in first place on your team, you earn 5 points. If you come in second or third, you'll earn 3. If you come in fourth or fifth, you'll earn 1 point. So 5 players on each team out of 15, 10 players in the total battle out of 30. Every battle will earn some amount of points for the event. But that also means that 2/3 of every player in every battle won't earn points. So it is completely possible to put in an infinite amount of time to the event and not get any rewards. If you're not a very good player, if you don't take the game seriously, then yeah, you may get locked out of this event. And if that's you, that's fine. Just don't worry about this event. You'll get some points randomly as they show up and decide on what to spend them on. But if you are constantly capable or consistently capable of finishing in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 spot for your team, there are some really cool rewards here, and you can maximize this event to get the most out of it. So there's 9 total drops or rewards in the game, and the first 4 of them I think are pretty lackluster. They're both boosters, and if that's your thing, go for it, of course. The 5th reward is premium time. You can get 3 days of premium, and again, that's pretty good. If you're playing consistently, especially during this event, if you're going to be grinding, having a premium account active can really boost your rewards and your credit income and all that. So something to consider, but it is a little bit pricey if you're also going to be going for the ultimate rewards, which are the tanks. There are 4 tanks available in this event. And again, it is possible, you are able to earn all 4 tanks if you can accumulate enough points throughout the event. So the tanks are an American Tier 7 tank destroyer, the Super Hellcat, Swedish Tier 8 heavy tank, the Emil 1951, the Western Alliance Era 3 TCM AGS, so that's for the Cold War, which I don't play. And then the top reward in the whole event is the Soviet Tier 9 Object 752 heavy tank. And each of the tanks has a different cost, and we'll get into that a little bit. But again, as I mentioned, the top reward in the entire chain is the Tier 9 Soviet heavy tank. It costs 1,000 points, and it's really important to know that you're capped at 1,000 points. So when you earn that 1,000 points, you can purchase the tank, for 1,000 and then keep going. Like start at 0 and earn points again. But if you say you're gonna get, I wanna get the tier 9 tank for 1,000 points, but I also wanna get the Super Hellcat for 600, so I'll just build up 1,600 points and then I'll buy them both at the end to make sure I get there. That won't work. You get capped at 1,000 and you can't earn any more until you spend below the cap. So just be careful. You don't want to waste time grinding away and not earning points because you've hit the cap. When you get 1,000, you got to spend to get back down below the cap. Okay, so the event goes for 28 days. And in order to get 1,000 points, I'm going to base this on getting to 1,000, right? If you want to get 2,000, then you can just double it. If you only want to get 500, you can cut it in half. But with 1,000 being the cap, I think that's a good number to base our math on. So to get 1,000 points across the 28 days, you need 36 points per day. So now the tricky part is knowing what kind of player you are. Are you the type of player who comes in first place every single battle without missing? Well, then first of all, you probably don't need to be watching this video, but thank you for doing so. But you're gonna have a much easier time than somebody who averages 3 points a battle or 1 point a battle. And again, if you're not even hitting 1 point a battle, this is probably not the event for you. So for that player who's an ace, who's hitting 5 points per battle, they need to do 8 battles a day to get 5 points a battle, gets you 40 points, which puts you over that 36 points per day. And that's if you're playing lower tier tanks, tiers 3, which is eligible, or tier 6, you probably have about a 5-minute battle time on average. So that's only 40 minutes a day. Very, very doable to get yourself 1,000 points if you are that super elite type of player. If you're a good to great player and you can constantly hit 3 points per battle, so sometimes you're getting first, sometimes you're getting fifth, you may miss completely the podium in a battle or two, but on average, if you're getting those 3 points for second or third place, then you'll need 12 battles a day in order to cross your 36 points threshold. And at 5 minutes a battle, you're at an hour a day. Again, very manageable. You can play a little more on the weekends if you miss a day during the week, and you will be well on your way to getting 1,000 points. If you average 1 point per battle, so again, you gotta be hitting 4th or 5th, sometimes you get 2nd or 3rd, that'll offset 1 or 2 where you stink and you drop out. Then you're gonna need 36 battles per day at 5 minutes per battle. You're talking 3 hours a day. That is quite a commitment. 3 hours a day for 28 days to get yourself, if you're going for it, 1 premium tank. So that's the level that we're at in terms of getting the 1,000 points. But again, the Super Hellcat's almost half that. So maybe you set your sights a little bit lower if you're not racking in those points per battle. Now, things get even a little more interesting because each of the tanks that you can get, the 4 tanks, has a silver cost associated with it. And if you already own one of those tanks, you can still get the drop for that tank, but instead of getting the tank, you'll get an amount of silver. And conversely, if you earn the tank and then you earn the points again, you can purchase that drop again and you'll get the silver equivalent. So the tier 9 tank, for example, the 1,000-point Soviet tank, you can get the tank the first time, and if you get 1,000 points again, you'll get 7 million silver credits in return for those 1,000 points. So something, if you want to be super ambitious and you say, oh, I'm going to go for 2,000 points, right? Then you can go for the tank and you could go for a big silver boost. One thing I do want to mention, just to be cautious of, is that the points per silver that you get is different for all of the tanks. For example, the Super Hellcat, if you already have that tank, and then you go and try to get the 600 points again, and you cash them in for the silver equivalent, you're gonna get 2.2 million. And so for 600 points, to get 2.2 million silver, you're basically getting a return of 3,667 silver per point that you spend. And that's the worst. The higher up they go, the more efficient that number becomes. So the Emil 1951, you get 4.12 million silver for 775 points. You're gonna get 5,316 silver per point that you spend. That goes up even further if you go for the Cold War tank, the Teledyne. You'll get 6,222 silver per point. That's 900 points for that one. And again, the Object 752, it's worth 7 million credits at 1,000 points. So the math on that one is very easy. you're getting 7,000 silver per point for that trade-in. So if you want silver from this event, the best way to do it, other than maybe just getting premium time and then playing your premium tanks, because that will certainly boost your silver intake, the other way to do it is to go for the Object 752, because it's the most efficient return in terms of silver per point. Now, maybe you don't get there. If you only get 1,000 points, or if you only get 900 points and you buy the Teledyne and you get 900 again, right? You never got to the object, then that's fine. You might have to make that sacrifice, but just be aware that the higher up you can go in the tank that you get, the better you'll get in terms of silver per point if you get there a second time. So I'll wrap up very quickly just by giving some quick recommendations on what tanks to play. Obviously, playing at low tiers isn't super fun, but there are a lot of bots. Because tier 3 is eligible, you can get into games where half the team or more is a bot, which makes it way easier to get into the top 5 finishers. So if you're a little bit of a weaker player and you really want to go for this event, you can spend some time in those lower tiers. The advantage is, again, you get the bots. The skill of the competition down there is usually lower, although there might be some seal clubbers because of this event down there. But the big advantage is the time of the battle. The lower tier battles typically will have a much shorter play time than the high tier battles. A tier 10 battle might average 6 or 7 minutes. A tier 3 battle might average 4 or 5. So again, playing those battles over and over, if you're cutting 2 minutes off of every battle, you're going to earn those points much more quickly. So look to tier 3 if you have a reliable tier 3 tank. Even tier 6, like I love the Cromwell Knight, you can do really well in those lower tier battles. If you're coming in at the top, you're going to earn points more quickly because the battles will go faster and you'll get through this event more quickly. Again, you notice that my math was based on a 5-minute average battle time. So I'm assuming you're playing at lower tiers. If you only play tier 10, those numbers are going to be a little bit worse again, because I think you're probably looking at a 6 or 7 minute average battle time. So it's going to take a little bit more to earn those points. So that is going to wrap up this video. If you have any questions about the event, feel free to leave a comment in the video and I will try to answer them. Again, I'm not an expert on the game, but I do like these videos. I've done a little bit of the research, a little bit of the homework, so I'll be happy to try and help out with any questions other than which tank to buy, because I don't have any idea. I don't have any of them and I haven't played any of them. So I would just say pick the one that suits your play style the best. So that's going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.